Hi, it's Teresa. Thank you for checking back in. Thank you if you're a returning subscriber. If you're new, welcome. I know I don't have a catchy title for my page, but I am a prepper. I do talk about healthy cooking and clean eating. And I had one video I was going to do, and life gave me this one to give you. I put 3 little videos up this morning and then went to go run some errands. As I was coming back, my car had issues. I was not in an accident, but the electrical system was acting up. I had just come from the grocery store at H Mart, and I've talked about that. I love that store. And I have the little videos I'll put up. I managed to call the mechanic. They had no clue. I mean, just, okay, this is what it's doing. And alternator kind of came up in my mind. It's like, it can't be the battery. The car was still rolling. But all my nannies were on if I put the accelerator on and my radio died. If I applied the brakes, the radio came back and the lights went off. Yeah. So, long story short, got the car checked in. And they didn't know, and they said probably about 5 hours. So I'm like, okay, crap. I got the groceries out at first. And I thought, well, I could call a cab. I can call Uber. It's going to cost money, and we don't know what the car is going to cost yet. I now know. I looked up the bus system. Luckily, I'm in a metropolitan area in Portland, Oregon area. I know Portland's not the best place to be and to be a prepper, but it helped this time with the transportation. So I looked and went, okay, I can do this, I can do this. So I had to look at my options. Now we're all prepping for when it hits the fan. The big it. The little its will hit you. And that's really how you become self-sufficient. And this was a good practice to figure it out. I was kind of getting frustrated. I kind of snapped at my sister who was trying to talk to me. I apologize. I'm sorry. And we actually had a really good conversation after that. She should have called me a bitch. She didn't. Bless her heart. I'm going to make her watch this. So, where are we? Okay. I decided to take the bus. Luckily, my phone worked. Now, this is a simple itty-bitty. It hits the fan. I have a mechanical failure. My problem, I had produce, and I had to get me and that home. Decided on the bus. Looked it up, luckily online. Walk here, stop here, get on the bus, give them $2.50, and then transfer here. I didn't have $2.50. I had $2. I had my debit card. So, they'll take a debit card. Perfect. Okay, so I got to the bus stop, grabbed my groceries, remembered to grab a mask because it's still federal law. On public transport, you need a mask. I know. Grabbed the house keys because I left those sitting there. Because silly me, I thought, it'll take about a half an hour. No, it took them a little while to figure it out. So I grabbed my groceries, had a coat on, had good walking shoes, and knew where I was going. Got on the bus, paid the $2.50, kept having to use my debit card, and somehow it was registered my ticket to my debit card. Kind of sketchy. I wasn't liking that a little bit. Tried to think how I could fix that. I knew I was going to catch a bus that I've ridden many times. It goes right up by Main Street, and I can walk 2 blocks down to my apartment. And I also had to pick up my prescriptions. And that was on the way home. And they sell transit passes. You can reload these. And this one is C-Tran, which is in Washington, TriMet, which is in Oregon, and the Portland Streetcar, which is in downtown Portland. So this is good on the buses and the rail lines in Portland also. And C-SPAN, that's awesome. So, I was telling friends and family what was happening. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, what are you going to do? I said, well, I'm going to get on the bus. $2.50, I can do this. schlepped on, put on my mask. I didn't have $2.50, but I had my debit card. Now, if it could only have taken money, would I have been screwed? Yeah. I would have had to take another option, Uber or a radio cab, which is what we have up here. Luckily, I kept calm. I was frustrated. I'm just like, my car, dang it. I just drove up and back to Puyallup, Washington, went to a gold prospecting show, scored gold. We'll show that in a different video. But my brain happily kicked in a way I never thought it would. It's like, screw it, I'm taking the bus. I'm texting a friend. He goes, well, what are you going to do? I said, well, I'm on the bus now. I actually got on the bus. Boom, boom. I was sitting there texting him. Great Wi-Fi throughout the whole bus ride. I'm talking with him. Yeah, I'm about to hop off and get on my other bus. And I got a little turned around when I got downtown. I walked up a half block this way, and then I'd walk a block and a half that way. It happens. Got on the bus, stopped at the one store, got my prescriptions, loaded this with $20, just in case. I don't know how they do it in your areas, but if you could have a just in case, maybe this is the little it hits the fan you need to prepare for. So, I've got mine now. I caught back up on the bus because I still had time on my card and went 3 blocks. At that point, it was a grocery store. I got a few extra things, again, to be shown in a video, and got home. Was it hard? No. Was it raining? A little bit, yes, and I didn't have the correct coat for it. But it was a little drizzle rain, and a cloth coat was fine. I would have rather have had my backpack with me, and I'm glad I didn't bring the 5-pound bag of rice home with me, because that would have been a bugaboo to carry. So, I thought it through. I got through it. I wasn't panicked. I wasn't upset. It kicked in, and I'm glad it kicked in. But up until that point, did I think I would need this or $2.50? I do actually have the phone number for the cab company in my phone. Not Uber, because I don't usually do Uber. I don't usually do a cab. Maybe having the emergency numbers you need, just in case you need a cab, just in case you need an Uber, or whoever else. Rideshare, I'll say rideshare. I'm not sponsored. Uber does not sponsor me. That's the one that comes to my mind. Those are the, how are you going to get home? How are you going to transport things home? How are you going to carry it? How long is it going to take? I didn't know which buses. I knew which bus I had to get to, but I didn't know which bus. When they told me this one, I'm like, I don't know about this, but it worked. Because I know that I could take the one bus to one of the lines and get really close there too. Because that's how I used to get to work one day, a long time ago. So, having those in plan, knowing how you're going to get home, the way to get home, and get organized, this is what prepping and self-reliance is. And I'm still astonished I did it without, exploding. Still trying to see. Okay. I only have so many minutes, so I didn't want to bore you guys completely. But here's a lesson. Take this for what it is. It's a learning lesson. You never know what's going to happen sometimes, and how you may be able to get out of it. I didn't expect this today, and I managed to get out of it pretty okay. A little damp, a little tired. I finally had some food. I forgot to get lunch. Some of us can skip a meal, some of us can't. I was cranky by the time I got home, so proof was I probably should have had something sooner. I need to look at my purse and make sure I have something in there to snack on so I don't get cranky. That's another thing. All these little things that can go wrong, and will. Long story short, it was my alternator, And I may be bartering the 5-pound bag of rice to knock off a couple £100, depending on when the car gets fixed. Because in about 3 days, it could be, I could save some money, at least 100. So, this is Teresa. I still don't have a great webpage or YouTube page, channel, name. So, I'm honest, I do it in one take. And if I make you laugh, we're all good. If you like, please do subscribe, share, and I will see you in the next one, and there will be a few others. So, see you in the next one.